Hey guys, here we are. As you can see, I didn't feel like being glamorous today, so I didn't. I got out of the shower and I was like, what more do you want from me? So I pre-shuffled these cards. I did this reading one time before. Didn't feel right. It was crazy. It was all over the place. I don't know if that's just the energy today or what. Mind you, this won't resonate with everybody. If you're watching this and it is, you know, a different time, you're still meant to see it. There's no timestamp on it. I hope that some of it does resonate with you. If not, then I wish I could just say, look at your rising or your moon, but this is for all signs. And it is for the Taurus full moon, which is happening October 24th. So a little bit about what's going on with that and why I'm doing a love reading right now is because I feel like there's a lot of weird shit going on with love. Obviously. Venus is in retrograde. That means Venus is going backwards. Venus is the planet for love. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Libra is ruled by Venus. So they might be going through it right now. But especially if your planet Venus is in one of those signs, Taurus or Libra, you're going through it. Moon, rising, whatever. And in one of the big placements, if you have one of those signs in anything, shit might be hitting the fan. But even then, a lot of us are feeling it despite maybe not resonating with that part, but, you know, people coming back from the past into our lives being, you know, good opportunities for us to feel love again. But a lot of us are feeling conflicted about that. And I know this for a fact. There's so many people that have come to me, and even myself included, you know, just feeling this conflict that, is this a good idea? Is this what I want? And then so I'm like, you know what? I'm not usually into love readings. I'm a very, I've actually had to come to some realizations on my own where there's a difference between being independent and just kind of being a recluse. Now, I am not a recluse. I get out. But kind of being lost in, I love my own company, and I feel like a lot of people have learned to love their own company. I've known a lot of people to kind of wake up to that, even recently, and kind of learn that being alone isn't bad. It's actually pretty great. But then there's some of us who have been alone for a while, and we kind of get too comfortable with it. And so when love comes our way, we're just kind of like, no, Batman, we're not doing that shit. Not right now. Nope. However, I mean, I feel like a lot of us want it and we just don't feel like we deserve it. But anyway, so yes. And one more planetary thing. So don't you fall on the floor? Thank you. Venus is in retrograde, sure, but it's also in the planet of Scorpio. With the moon being in Taurus and Venus being in Scorpio and in retrograde, Taurus, I wish there was some way I could connect the dots right here. I feel like that meme of that dude like trying to explain shit on the board. So Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is in retrograde. The full moon is in Taurus. So we're feeling all the things right now. If the moon didn't mess with us before, it's fucking with us now. So that's why I decided to do a love reading. How we may feel about love, what we may be going through in terms of love. We have the King of Coins out here first. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. We actually have the Hermit here, so it could very well be a Virgo, or maybe you're here. I feel like that's the like there's Earth energy definitely watching this, because I'm sure there's a Taurus out there kind of feeling it right now. I see that in the past, we've some of us have focused on more of the physical things, like building a life in the physical realm, you know, our money, our jobs and stuff like that. And we kind of become engulfed in it because we also have the Eight of Cups here. And what I'm seeing and getting with this image is that we kind of secluded ourselves. We have turned our back on any kind of romantic gesture. We're just like, you know what, man, like you could have been hurt in the past. Yeah. We could also be dealing with the Gemini. The energy we're in right now is like we're choosing to be the observer. You know, where we know what we want, and here it is manifesting in front of us, but we're turning it down. We have the Magician in reverse. It's kind of like saying, hey, I'm going to better myself so I can attract this person into my life. And then just kind of being like, I'm not picking that up. I might pick that up. But we're just kind of turning up our nose at it. And we almost completely forget that we manifested this person. Or, because I have a heavy sense that someone has come up and we are just kind of fucking about. We're just kind of turning our nose up. We're just like, nope, not ready. No, not doing it. But at the same time, that looks really creepy in this camera. You can actually see the eyes in real life. It's not as creepy as you think it is. It's kind of like we're just kind of watching it pass us by. We want to go for it. We feel kind of great, or we feel like this energy surging through us, because I felt a lot with that card about whatever connections that we're making. And I think this is also just how we feel about love in general. If you already are in a relationship, especially, it could be a dry spell. I do feel a single like energy here, but regardless, I will try to go back and forth because I feel led to do that. With the Hermit card in reverse, we want to reveal, we're kind of, we love our own company, but we're seeing how it has affected our ability to accept love and welcome love into our lives. Start pulling. Ooh. Okay. Preaching to the choir here. You could be dealing with a Cancer. The Chariot. But this is also about moving forward. I just say the signs because it kind of resonates with some people and it can really clarify some shit. That is the Cancer card. And that has been coming up for these readings. But what I'm seeing here, it's almost like a clash of the egos. Because we have the Star card in reverse and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So it's kind of like I said before, it's like we manifest something, it's right in front of us, and we're just kind of like, well, fuck you, bye. I'm not doing that. I have my reasons, whatever. Because we have the High Priestess and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like there are I keep hearing process. process some of these deep, dark-seated fears within ourselves and ideas about love. Look how beautiful the priestess is. And yet the knight is slowly moving towards that. It could be a person that you feel has a few secrets. They've been through some shit. Don't ever look at someone as damaged goods, by the way. Rude. And also, that's just another societal thing. That's a story in our heads that we're told. Because the high priestess will be one of the wisest people. And I know there's queens, kings, priestesses, bleh. Gender doesn't apply here, okay? This is a spiritual thing. This is the energy that the person embodies. So don't get caught up in gender when I say that. But the high priestess is a person short. People are like, oh, deep, dark secrets. Well, you know what? Not all secrets are bad. And some of them aren't even secrets, just nobody has bothered to ask. And that is the message I am getting. So we have the Lover's card and the Two of Wands. I feel bliss and freedom. Now, the Lover's cards, this is not an easy connection. I feel like some of you are more at war with yourselves in love than actually at war with a person. Because this is a love reading and it's still focusing on the self. We don't need to get like philosophical about shit, okay? I know like the self doesn't exist and shit. We're not talking about that. But it's mainly focused on ourselves right now and the fears and the stories that we keep telling ourselves that make us recluse, that make us draw back from moving forward. We have the Lovers and the Two of Wands. So this tells me that we are completely aware that we are not caged, that we are not limited, that we can go after this connection. Sure, it may not be the easiest connection. It may not be I just got the message. It may not be the easiest for other people to accept. So if you're worried, yeah, we have the Three of Wands here. If you're just kind of hoping that shit's gonna work out with you not doing anything, nah, brah. The truth is that's not gonna work. This was reversed. So that tells me that we're not willing to face some truths within ourselves. But we are ready. We have the Strength card. We are underestimating ourselves and it's keeping us from going towards something that could be beautiful, a connection that's wonderful. Because I feel like there's a lot of major arcana in here, and I could go through all the signs here right now, but like I said, there's Cancer, Gemini. I forgot what the star was. We have all kinds here. And with the King of Coins, starting this out, if you're an earth sign and it's one of these signs that you're kind of interested in, just know that it's very understandable what you're going through, especially if you're a Taurus. And be patient with yourself. That could be why you're slow moving towards a person who almost seems a little mysterious to you. But the truth is, you have the Queen of Wands reversed. So yeah, there's some imbalance within ourselves in terms of being, I'm not going to say being courageous. I'm not going to say that because that's not what I'm trying to say. I feel, okay, so fear. false, oh, what's the thing? I have it, of course, because now I need to remember it. I'm not going to fucking remember it. But being in the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords being reversed, I feel like a lot of us are ready to kind of let that shit go. Yep. Spirit, give us some guidance. But all of this right now in this love reading, this fear, this conflict within ourselves to see if we should go forward in love, you might not even have a particular person in mind. I'm seeing a lot of major arcana, so I highly doubt it. But if you don't have a particular person in mind, you're just trying to open your heart again after being hurt, after being with somebody who was kind of ruthless in a way and selfish and destructive. The Knight of Swords in reverse is extremely destructive. It could have been an extremely abusive situation. But if you have a past with that, or maybe you just grew up thinking that love is, you know, we're fed the idea that love doesn't last. It's very short-lived. It's about the person and whether they're going to accept you. Have you ever thought of if you would like that person? Like, do you really like them? Instead of wondering if they like you. Have you ever thought that they're probably wondering the same thing? It's very codependent. It's very unhealthy. The stories that we have been fed about romance. But we don't think about that. Yes, because taking a chance, if you, one of these signs, if we even have the Tower card in reverse. So this tells me that you've probably already went through a Tower moment. I know that sometimes, most of the time when I get this card in reverse, I feel like we're avoiding a Tower moment, and you could be. That would actually kind of go with this. But what I'm feeling right now is that we've already gone through some shit. We've already been there. And now here's our offer. The Page of Cups. An offer of love. Communication. Inner child. When have we forgotten to have fun again? To see life instead of being afraid of the things that could go wrong? When did we forget about the things that could go right and start being so fucking logical about everything instead of just going for it, instead of just progressing forward, letting passion do its thing in our heart, guide us? Because we end up being like this bunny in the Four of Swords, where I say bunny, it's so cute. Yeah, what we do, we end up being in this position, and we end up just sitting there surrounded by these swords, when really this rabbit can move wherever the fuck it wants. Okay? It's obviously not trapped by anything, but it chooses to be there. Swords are about the mind. We have a choice about what we think and how we process things. And I feel like it's time to kind of come back to that inner child. And I don't know if you guys hear that a lot. I do, obviously. But sometimes our inner child does have to be healed. And we kind of have to look at the world through the eyes and wonder, you know, children, my daughter, she just sees all kinds of joy and beauty in the world. And where we lost that along the way and why, I think, is because of the masks that we wear. This could be a huge I just got like my chest got so tight. I feel like some of us are really wondering what the hell would happen if we did choose a certain person or chose to reveal ourselves, our true selves, and what we really want in life in terms of love. Or we're so busy wearing this mask that, you know, we can't even see how damaging it can be. I keep getting the word shallow. Not to say that you guys are shallow, but that sometimes our fears are based in shallow mindsets. We're worried about what people think, worried about what people would feel. They don't look a certain way. They don't believe certain things. Now, the belief part is understandable, but I'm talking more on the lines of religion. Don't get me started. Try not to push away your blessings because love heals. I feel like some of us are afraid of losing our personal power and losing ourselves. Like I said before, I think we underestimate the strength that we have. This is a repeat card, by the way. I forgot where it was. I think we forget that we can still be ourselves. And that's another misconception about love that we are taught, is that we're two halves of a whole, when in reality, we are both whole. You're not to be the other half of another person. You are to be a whole person with a whole person. And if you don't feel whole, which I don't think is the situation in this point, but in this reading, but if you don't feel whole, then you have no business being in a relationship, period. But I really don't feel like that's the problem with who this is resonating with. This is now allowing love to come in and kind of unlearn. Keep shuffling this. Stories that we've been told about love. Well, hello. Speak it. If you know who it is, if you want to take a chance, start talking. Open that throat chakra. This could also be that you need to when we have conflict within the mind, it also helps to speak truth into our lives. So when you feel afraid to be vulnerable, you can say out loud, I am enough. I am worthy. I am whole. Speak mantras out. Speak to the person. Just say something. This is the second time that has come out for that. And it may take some time, but it will come into the physical realm. And I understand the fear of things changing, but you have to trust that you have grown enough as a person that no matter what happens in life, you can handle it. I feel like I need to shuffle these cards more. And don't try to make sense of love. Don't take it to a logical place. Like I said, losing that inner child to logic. You know, logic comes in handy. We do need to think logically about a lot of things when it comes to love. But love itself doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't have to. Yeah. So I'm going to end it on this note. How you're going to move past this anxiety, this fear. I wouldn't even say that this is a legit fear of loving somebody. This is a legit fear of actually being loved. And whether you know what to do with that or not. And I got you, fam. Because I'm going through that too. So, we'll do it together. I feel like this reading is extremely heavy. And sometimes life's heavy. The energies are kind of heavy right now. We have the devil in reverse. So, I'm seeing that you guys are finally surrendering. Usually the Ten of Swords, people are like, oh my gosh, the Ten of Swords, it's awful. No, I see this right here as surrender. That is what I'm seeing here. It's like you've taken enough hits. You're done being scared. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to flow with all this shit that's happening in my life. I'm not going to fight it anymore. I refuse. I'm not going to be as scared to feel anymore. Because I know the love I have to give and I deserve it. Or maybe not deserve, even better, that you know that you're worthy to receive the same love that you give. We have both kings here. Earth and water. I see a lot of earth and water in here. As, you know, I guess you could say that the head of the energy. And one thing that earth and water signs, I'm just going to say this. You could have a lot of water in your chart. You could have a lot of earth in your chart. I'm not sure what that is. I do have a calculator below. The thing about having this kind of energy in our chart is that because of the ability to feel so deeply, it is easy to get in our heads and tell us stories that are complete bullshit. And make up scenarios that have not even happened yet and probably will never happen. Like we're pros. Because we are aware of the love that we have to give. Like we know we can love people. It's the trust that people will love us back. I think that's with anybody. So get rid of the mental conflict. Quit waiting for things to just kind of happen to you. And it's time to come out of your solitude. You could still have solitude. If you're with the right person, they'll let you have it. But I feel like it's time to come out of this vibe and rise up. God, okay. And rise up. And believe that we are worthy of the love that we give. This is why I laughed. Whoever you're thinking about, I think it's reciprocated. Give it a shot. Spiritual union. That is a soulmate connection. That is a flow, like an even flowing relationship. No one's competing. Nobody's trying to one-up each other. Your friends and your lovers. Where the hell is that card? Guys, I am just drowning here, all right? This is, both of these cards are, it's getting extremely, because it's getting dark super quick. This is friends and lovers. So if you have someone in mind, I think you might want to take a chance. Or maybe this is what you want. And know that it can come into your life You have to keep your eye open. And you have to be willing to take off the things that we think protect us, sometimes just kind of keep us from these beautiful things, these beautiful connections in life. So be aware of that. Okay, my loves, it's starting to get dark. I'm hungry. My cat's meowing. She's wondering if I die. Heart chakra. Yeah, you know what? Come back to your heart space. I'm just one more message. Just come back to your heart space. Get out of your head, please. I'm just going to start a whole new reading at this point. So, yes. That's the reading for the, this lighting in here is kind of cool. I should just light a bunch of candles. Freak my neighbor's house. Or my neighbor's out. Seance. Just kidding. Sort of. I do have some candles here. Yay. Seance. No, you are worthy of love. I'm preaching to the choir here. So, since it's starting to get dark, I'm going to have to end it here. But I'm really glad that you guys decided to watch this reading. I hope it kind of brought some light to some dark places that you might not have been aware of until someone kind of tells it to you, or maybe you were aware of it and now this is kind of the push you needed to move towards a person, or even towards accepting love for yourself into your life. Because you are worthy and you are enough. And the person that you attract into your life, because you know that, is going to be your ride or die. They are going to be your best friend, and they are going to be your lover. So, my loves, I won't do announcements at the end of this one. It's pretty long, but announcements are in the zodiac signs. The videos for each sign, if you want to check that out. My shop is not open yet because I am going to post this tonight, which is the 22nd. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot more calm now. I feel pretty good. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Gosh, I really laugh awkward on camera. I really do. I swear I open my mouth a lot more when I laugh. I just don't want to break my mic. It's a really loud laugh. But I love you guys, and I hope this served you, and I will see you later. Bye.